All right, so there's plenty of ways to talk about Monday Night Raw, but I want to talk about the biggest story that came out, and unfortunately, it was Penta's injury. Penta gets hurt in his match against Solo Sequoia, and let's be honest, between me and you, Solo was supposed to lose that match. There's no reality on God's green earth where Solo beats Penta and goes on to face Gunter in a heel versus heel match in the last time is now tournament. That was never the plan. So we're not gonna see Solo versus Gunter, but let's focus on Penta. We don't know how long he's out. We don't know what the injury is, but it sucks because Penta has been one of the actual bright spots on the mid card. And the thing about WWE's mid card right now, a lot of those acts feel like they're trying to crawl into the main event. LA Knight is the clearest example, and it waters down the whole thing a little bit because, look, I know the main event is what sells tickets, and every WWE wrestler wants to be on the marquee. It's been that way since the beginning of wrestling. But I like a strong mid card. I like the John Morrisons. I like the Honky Tonk Mans. I like the Mr. Perfects, the Macho Mans. You need a powerful upper mid card, man, especially when the show is missing its top stars every single week. Because every single week is not Roman Reigns. Every week is not Brock Lesnar. Every week is not CM Punk. Even the World Heavyweight Champion isn't always there. Even Cody missed time this year. So it's imperative that the mid card feels important. The Intercontinental title feels important. That's why I think the most interesting guy on Raw right now is Dominic Mysterio. And hear me out. He's got the AAA championship. That actually matters. That's like a million viewers on YouTube. I see. He's in a feud with John Cena. That really matters. Judgment Day, he got a lot of tie-in storylines with them. And every week he has heat, story, or something to do. Dom works in the mid card. He fits in the mid card. And people pushing him toward the war title. Relax. Not every mid card guy needs to get fed to the part-time main eventer who disappears until SummerSlam. That hasn't changed. Most mid carders still lose to part timers, even if the leadership changes, because that is the law. Cena proved it. Man won most of his matches this year. And yeah, it's his retirement run. No hate. But still, when main event guys take those spots, it weakens the entire middle of the card. Honestly, a lot of Cena's matches, they even need a belt. It'd be fine with Randy versus Cena for no reason. I'd be fine with Rock versus Cena for no reason if they decided to have that match. Only Cody's match actually needed the title. He's the top guy, but the rest, nah, title wasn't required. And speaking of Cena, he's been one of the most interesting parts of Raw this year. But he's not going to be here next year. So who carries the load? It has to be Dom, right? I know Jey Uso is the most popular of the newer acts, but I think the way Jey, and I say newer act because it's been like 2-3 years since he started doing the Yeet thing, his package is really similar to LA Knight. Very charismatic, dependent, promo forward, catchphrase forward. And the only person I think ever truly pulled that off at the highest level was The Rock, Stone Cold, guys of yesteryear. And that's why people compare LA Knight to The Rock. They want him to ascend through the same way. Insults, bravado, loudness, slick comebacks. It's the same formula but different package, which I respect. But charisma is in the eye of the beholder. Does LA Knight have more charisma than someone like Drew McIntyre, who talks less but works more real? I don't know. I don't think so. Knight has catchphrases. Drew has presence. They're mid-card guys framed as main eventers, depending on the week. And that's the issue. There's a disconnect. WWE presents guys as mid-carders while fans see them as main eventers. Then the part-timers return and take most of the top spots away. Drew popping back into the main event scene felt weird because we haven't seen him there consistently since the Punk and Owens rivalry, really. Same with Seth. Same with anyone not named Cody, Punk, Roman, or Brock. Gunter, incredible. But still treated as a mid-carder in the structure of the shows, especially him, this comeback right now. Then you got the women's side. Let's talk Becky and her War Games team, because let's be real, it feels like her team, Becky, doing the majority of the talking. Meanwhile, the actual consistent storylines this year has been with Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and the Kabuki Warriors. Honestly, And and her thing with Maxine, of course. Honestly, I have been fine with just a tag team match between Damage Control and the Kabukis. Um, I kind of wanted Bailey to like turn back into her evil side. I don't know. I thought it would be funny. I don't think War Games adds much. Maybe it helps EO. Maybe, but the heel side is rough right now. Tiffany Stratton is hurt, obviously. Last Legend is fresh from NXT, and a lot of people don't watch NXT, especially now that it's on the CW. I don't watch stuff on the CW that much. You flood the show with heel leaning women like Rhea, Io, Nia, Jade stepping into that role. It's a lot. The division looks weird right now. And speaking of, like they left that heel role. A lot of them, like Rhea, Io, they're not. They're baby faces now. So the heel side looks weak. And speaking of weird, division stuff, man. Can we disband division already? No, Seth Rollins is kind of bad. And Logan Paul jumping in helps, but now we're seeing too much Heyman, I think. Heyman works best as a novelty to me. The special attraction guy who only works with the top dog. Now he's everywhere, and it reminds me of early 2000s SmackDown when he was the GM managing the Big Show. Well, it's the Big Show. Which, to be fair, that was a peak Big Show in terms of character, but still. Anyway, War Games is Sunday. All the main eventers are in that match. Everything else is everything else. Hopefully the crowd loves it. It's gonna be hype. ESPN. Hope they apparently get the memo this time where you're supposed to praise WWE 24/7 or they'll get mad. And yeah, that was Raw. For the most part. WWE. What up?